In fashion and as an advocate of diversity, Thando's rise to the international stage began in a chance meeting with fashion designer GERT-JOHAN Coetzee.
The two of you share such a beautiful working relationship. Tell me about the experience of working together.
Well, Thando is absolute magic behind the camera. Every time we get together and we collaborate, it's just such a fun experience. And it's really a collaboration, because I think that is how you get true beauty and make true magic, is when lots of people come together and they put their ideas in one box and you get Thando.
Gert has always been, just quality, glamour. Everything of his is absolute excellence. And I think with respect to our relationship, he taught me a lot about purpose branding and having brand values. And I think it's one of the most important things that I really learned through this relationship with him.
Gert, you're known for show-stopping numbers that look good on any woman. I can't wait to see your designs on Thando.
Well, let's go change.
Let's go change.
Into the look of Spring-Summer 2019.
Dramatic, just the way we like it. Tell us about your latest collection.
My latest collection was inspired by African luxury. It's really about showing the best side of Africa. So I've used ostrich feathers, I've used all kinds of materials that is just from South Africa. This is my showstopper, and it's become really one of the archived pieces for the brand.
And Thando, how do you feel in this beauty?
It's definitely a statement piece. And I think what he says with respect to Africa is that we've always really been out there, like our fashion has always been bold. So I think it's quite apt.
Gert, you discovered Thando way back in 2012. What drew you to her?
I remember walking in a shopping center and it was literally like a flash of light. And I looked around and I saw Thando there. Like, I can only describe her as an angel. Of course, I ran after. I was like, listen, I'm not a creep, but I'm a fashion designer. I would love it if you could model for me. Thando, of course, didn't want to, because she was a very serious prosecutor back then.
And what happened is I went back to my sister KHANYI and I was like, the strangest thing happened today. This guy just came in and he just gave me his card and he asked me to model, like never. And my sister was like, no, that's very just short-sighted of you. She's like, you can actually use this platform to change perceptions about so many things. So I think you're being quite myopic. And I was just like, ouch.
Thando educated me on the struggles of growing up with albinism and not having a role model. And I had this platform as a fashion designer, and we just really wanted to raise awareness for really what is beauty and to celebrate Thando's beauty. And since that campaign, Thando's, of course, have covered Vogue and all these other international magazines, but I think it has created hope and prosperity and well-being for girls all around the world to see that you can really just be you.
The collection is about the glamour of African Baroque with a modern twist. Sourcing local products cuts the collection's carbon footprint, which is central to Gert's focus on sustainability.
This is a pajama type inspired suit with these crazy safari pockets, and this print is actually my life slogan. It says, always winning, just be yourself, love life. So I love this on Thando. It's so like loungy and relaxed. And then Ayanda, with your skirt, that quilting technique is so big in fashion right now. So the skirt that you're wearing is kind of like a mixture of a quilted leather with some hardware rings that is solid metal on the side for the designer touch. And then of course these beautiful gold pockets.
And I like it. It has like the winter is here vibe.
You know?
Now Thando, as the Vogue cover girl, teach me some moves so that I can dream,
The trick that I learned was soft fingers.
Oh.
Soft fingers. Soft.
Oh.
Soft.
Soft fingers. You're definitely always winning, and I'd love to meet your sister who helped introduce you into this world.
KHANYI MATLANYANE is a producer working in film and, like her sibling, not one to wait around. She saw how her sister Thando's 4 years of serving the public as a state prosecutor would not be lost, but rather refocused and amplified on a global stage.
You played a role in propelling Thando towards the career of modeling. What compelled you to do so?
It was such a happy coincidence because when she called me, she was at Cresta and she said she's just bumped into Gert and do I know who he was? And I said absolutely. And I said that it's a great opportunity. It gives her a platform also just to show the other side of what beauty is. We thought it was just a unique once-off experience because she was still working as a prosecutor. What we didn't realize at the time was that it was going to propel her to greater heights, and we're happy for it.
Growing up comes with its own set of challenges and being treated differently. What kind of challenges did you face and how did you overcome them?
Family was such a safe space. I went to creche. Creche was still a safe space. You know, children didn't really see difference. I was just Thando being Thando. And then I go to school and it was a very different experience for me. Because the first time I went to school, the girls that were sitting next to me didn't want to sit next to me. And I started getting challenges that I never thought were even possible at that age.
How would you say all those challenges and experiences growing up have shaped you to be the person you are now?
I think challenges help you appreciate support, appreciate the people in your life who are loving and who give life to your existence. And I was in a body that helped me appreciate how people deal with difference in terms of gender, in terms of someone being African, in terms of someone being black, in terms of someone having albinism. The one common thread is that we have a problem with how we deal and respond to difference. And I think it was a valid lesson for me to learn.
The sisters get inspiration from their mother, creative artist SEIPATI BULANE-HOPA. She's recently witnessed Thando reach the heights of shooting a Pirelli calendar with Whoopi Goldberg and making the cover of Vogue.
You seem like quite a centered person. Is this something that you wanted to teach Thando?
My kids have always, in a way, observed how I do things, and the teaching comes naturally. I don't bring them here and sit them down and say, you know, A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. But I think it's just that organic way of living that is contagious. You know, it just reaches out to them, and I see them grow in it, and I hope that one day they will really treasure what I'm doing here.
Thando, what does this space, this sanctuary, mean to you?
Whenever I'm meant to do something that's quite challenging or difficult, I actually come here and sometimes rehearse or practice or whatever, but this place really kind of brings me back to center, and I think it's because of all the energies that are embedded within here.
Tell me something that people out there at home don't know about Thando.
She started writing poetry when she was very young. She started writing when she was, I think, about 7 years old. And I could see that here's somebody who's probably going to be more in the arty side of things. But, you know, I can see her rise, and I really hope that she does follow her dreams and become somebody that could leave something behind, because Africa needs people who create legacies. Africa needs people like you, young people who are thinkers, who are intellectuals, people who can innovate and make things happen.
Your work carries with it a lot of social impact. What do you hope it translates to the greater community?
Well, what I hope, first of all, is that we kind of work on a template that where we have a more redemptive way of how we deal with difference and differences. And I think with respect to me, working as a model or a writer or all of these things that I've managed to delve into, the values that I try to carry forth is representation, inclusion, diversity, equal opportunity. And I think that these are values that are sustainable, you know, they're future-proof. We can have these kinds of values in any kind of institution or any kind of structure. I'm hoping that my platform will be more redemptive toward that.
With the support of a purpose-driven family, Thando has the world seeing the beauty in smart, involved women, shaping a better future for all.